Well, it's a couple minutes before midnight, and I just got everything to work. I ended up tying the profile model that I'm using, that's in addition to the authentication model. They're related. I ended up tying that in with a slug field and making everything tie in, and now you can actually go to the company pages and see company information, which is kind of the key to this whole business. And I've got everything tied in. So all that is left is making everything pretty and, arranging everything and doing a couple URL tags. But for the most part, the coding portion and all the tie ins are pretty much done. That was rough. That was not fun at all. Um, Getting everything in, and the whole unique slugs and all that really wasn't that big of a deal. Getting everything to work together was interesting. Like I've said before, I am not a good coder. This is not something that I just do as, like, everyone's on Facebook like, oh my god, this is so easy, you could totally figure this out. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's not how this works at all. But yeah, that's my watch going off because it's midnight to tell my dumb ass to actually go to bed. But for the most part, everything is complete. I am pretty happy with it. Um, I put a bunch of test data in there, and set a bunch of users up and rolled through the different URLs and making sure everything was pulling the way it was supposed to. Now, why that's important is this business is based on a user coming in and saying, hey, I'm going to put this stuff in when I sign up for this business, and for my business to generate them a website that they can, put their inventory in and everything, and they can run this whole thing on their smartphone. It's like if you have, some crazy, you know, business where you sell, widgets. You want to be able to list all those widgets and do all these things and be able to interact with your customers and all this without building a website. So that's what this thing does, is you go in and put all of your information in, and you're like, well, put your inventory in, put everything in. What I just built is a way for this thing to generate you a really cool website that you don't have to worry about, and that you can just tag into it, and it's always there and it's always updated. And as long as you keep your inventory updated and you keep your phone number and everything else, arranged like it's supposed to, you're always going to have a good website that I will be maintaining, and I will keep pretty and current, because for me it's just maintaining a template. The information that goes into it may change, but the spot where it goes into and the styling that goes into it is not going to change. So what I've been working on for like the last, I don't know, month, was getting this thing up and rolling, and that's where we're at. So, whew, that was rough. So now we go to the part that I really don't like, which is making everything pretty. I am a full stack programmer. Granted, not a good one, but I am a full stack programmer, and now we're to the point where I have to go and make everything really, really pretty and responsive, and to make sure it looks really good on a cell phone and really, really good on um, a desktop, and put all that stuff together. Relatively easy, just a kind of a pain, and the hard part is pretty well done. That you can log in and you can sign up, and it does take money like it's supposed to, and it does set up users, and it does redirect everybody where it's supposed to go. And I just have to add a couple fields here and there and do some template tags and make sure that all the you know all the information that I'm collecting from my customers is getting put into the right website. And I've got to go through and do a whole bunch of security stuff to make sure that everybody's, stays in the spot they're supposed to, and thing doesn't crash, and, little things. But outside of that, that's about it. The nuts and bolts of the business are pretty well done. It's, it's a couple thousand lines of code in Django, but there we are.